All right, good evening, people. So, just watching some YouTube, monkeying around out here, and very cold out today. And yesterday was very cold. So just sitting around chilling, watching some YouTube, and that's about it, really. Doing some dishes, and you know, pretty soon I'll have enough money to buy one of them robot women from Japan. I won't have to clean. Won't it be so? It'll be great. It'll be great. But that's about it. Watching YouTube, watching some of the Case Summer Wells, Delphi, Petito case. It's nice to see Natasha Cooper and Lynn back at the crime fighting channel stuff. Uh, some of these ladies are pretty intelligent. Man, beautiful. That's always a deadly combination. Beautiful and smart. So yeah, YouTube channels today, and I watch. I watched Miss Blair White today on her channel. She was on Joe Rogan. I don't know, about a month ago or so, maybe. So she went live with a video today, and I just happened to catch it. I was going through YouTube and it popped up. So I watched her today. And I did watch after that, I watched her Joe Rogan podcast thing. So, yeah, just watching some YouTube, seeing what these cases are bringing today. Not much. Everything we knew years ago, pretty much. With the Delphi case, I think it's time for the girls to or for the police to release the information, all the evidence they have on the girls, on the case. It's that time. I mean, it's an ongoing case, but they could at least release what they have on recording and the crime scene photos and everything. My opinion. For all we know, the girls could have been kidnapped and they created this big jet. And we're still, it's like the Evansdale girls. Which their murders were in a similar way. The Gabby Petito murders, if it's true what they're saying about the Delphi case, then them girls, Abby and Libby, were killed in similar ways to the Moab girls. And Gabby Petito and the 6 other girls that have come up around that area that Brian and Gabby happen to be in. So, I don't know. But it's getting interesting. What do we do? Oh, I want to give a shout out. I forgot. I want to give a shout out to Miss Chippewa Dawson from Aussie land, Australia, down under. So I want to give a shout out to her. I've seen her on the channel today. And she's been in my chat before. So yeah, cold outside, very cold. Very, very cold. I can tell you what, the devil is in the detail in these cases, in my opinion. Church could be in the Summer Wells thing and all this and that. And I don't think so, but what I think is uh, my opinion is I believe the little Summer is gone. You know, if she was taken, they would have found her by now. If someone did take her, they would have came off of her. There's too much heat, and that's what a lot of people ain't realizing is there's a lot of heat on these people. This is all over social media, news channels everywhere. If someone had her, they would have came off of her. They would have dropped her off at a store or something, you know, or somewhere and got rid of her, or not, maybe, well, possibly killed her because there's so much heat on. But I don't think that happened. But, you know, like I said, hold on a minute. Someone calling me again. Dang, phone's been ringing all day, and they never leave a message. You know, they never leave a message. I don't understand. So yeah, you know, they would have. People ain't figuring out that if she was alive, the people that took her with all the heat that is on, they would have dumped her somewhere, or possibly with all this heat being put on. Uh, God forbid, if she was alive, they might have did something to her, you know. But like I said, I think Little Summer was gone in them photos that we seen. Bendejo, I don't answer the phone to people I don't know. You know, I don't I don't answer the phone to people I don't know, especially uh, not registered phone numbers and stuff like that. You don't want to give these YouTubers any chance to try and implicate you or something in a case or something. Or, you know, it's getting pretty good. But like I said, some of these ladies on these cases are very intelligent ladies. Uh, you know, and some of the dudes are pretty smart. But as we're seeing, slowly but surely, they're breaking down uh, on camera. You know, so you know, do I think Chadwell was involved in the Delphi murders? Uh, for one, he ain't ever gonna admit that he killed two little girls or was there if they're not charging him with it. He ain't going to confess to it because he's already got two or three child molestation accounts against him. Plus, they caught him with that little girl in the basement. So I don't think he's, you know, going to admit that he was there, you know, or had a hand in it or knew about it, unless they put the heat on him and bring charges against him. But he ain't going to confess to uh, anybody when he's already looking at 3 or 4 counts of child molestation. Well, plus the one they just picked him up on with the 9-year-old girl. So, you know, here's the thing. I ran his voice over and over again, compared it to the TikTok videos, the Facebook, YouTube videos that are out. The way he phrases things, pronounces it, pauses it within his voice, I believe it's Chadwell. Now, how his voice got on that recording, I don't know. Either he was there and knew about it and didn't do the killings, but he knew about it, or someone edited the video and put his voice on there. But I don't think so. Is it possible? Yes. But I think it was him, and I think there was numerous people there that day, and it just wasn't one guy. If it was one guy, he would have had to known that area very well. My opinion. He would have had to known that area or been there before. And that's why it did make sense with Chadwell, because Chadwell's 20 miles away from Delphi. So, you know, and there was reports that he was homeless for a long time and lived under small bridges and bridges out there and in the woods and stuff. So it could have been, you know, what we think, a bunch of them involved that knew about it. And some of these guys that you're hearing about on YouTube and everything, social media, well, they might not have had anything to do with the Delphi murder, but they might have known about it or knew who did it or what the deal was, or they might not know nothing about it at all, but are suspects in other cases that the Delphi case opened up to, meaning the Delphi murders opened the doors to other murders and missing kids and kids being molested. Does that make sense to you guys? Once they got Keegan Klein's phone, well, that opened the door to other crimes. Once they got all his phones and went through them, it opened the door to other crimes that were sinister crimes, sinister, evil, child porn, whatever it is, you know. So, like I said, the police probably thought they were dealing with a little tiny, easy to solve case, one person involved, and next thing you know, they got information out of phones and it led to all kinds of people. And that's what I believe. And it turned into something bigger than what they thought it was. And that's why the case has taken so long. My opinion. You know, it don't make sense. They were waiting for information to come back and data on Keegan Klein's phone. And then after that, well, they started questioning these true crime investigators or whatever they are on YouTube. You know, Anthony Greeno's phone got taken away. They said they questioned Michael Catt. They questioned Sean Harmon or whatever, Sean Harmon calling in and everything, which all these guys probably knew each other somewhere down the road. But my opinion, you know, it just ain't making sense what's going on with Anthony Greeno's life. It, you know, my heart bleeds for him. He lost his mother or whatever, but you know, and he created a big war with his sister, killing the person supposedly that killed his mother, but the police are saying that it was a drug overdose. You know, I don't know. And then his phone getting taken away because Anthony Greeno said that the killer called him. You know, is it possible the killer called him? Sure. But what is the big thing now is see, They were waiting for that information to come back from Calvin Klein or Keegan Klein on his phone, the data, which took a while. But then, they questioned Greeno and took his phone. So something ain't adding up. I don't know. If it was as simple as the killer called Greeno and the police had proof of it and the data matched up, they would have gave Greeno his phone back and kept the data off of it. And it ain't adding up to me. Now, am I saying Anthony Greeno is the killer? No, I don't know that until all the evidence is out. Once the evidence comes out and they say it was a big ring of them, and you're going to be shocked. And like I keep saying, the police left clues. This person's right in front of our face, or he's a superstar, or he's a cop. One of the two. Well, three. Either the guy's a reporter, investigator / crime investigator, PI, or the guy was a cop, or this guy's famous. The guy's famous, got big money, and famous, and didn't do the killings, but is the cause of it. Then again, I look at the Anthony Greeno case and all the stuff he's putting out. The police might have been talking to him. He might be the cause of this. He might have thought somebody's family did something to his parents or whatever, his mother. And, we don't know until the police come out and release all the information. And it is an ongoing case. It's an ongoing case. But I think there's enough information out there to where the citizens know it's an ongoing case. So I think they should release what they have: crime scene photos, all the recording and the video. I'm hearing in one of the videos I heard of the Delphi case, I'm hearing somebody in the background screaming or something, saying, "Get away from me," or "Let us go," or "Shut your mouth," something like that. I'm hearing in the background. So if that was somebody there that maybe witnessed it or seen something, we don't know. They got to release it. And what I'm hearing is definitely a voice or something, but it might be so distorted or whatever from being a distance away that you're not going to be able to clean it up. All we could say is it's leaving marks on a like a sonogram of a voice. Whose? Well, we don't know, but the pattern is a voice, a woman's voice. Maybe it was Abby and Libby screaming, and they distorted that part of the recording so we didn't hear actually what was going on. But there. If you're training to be a detective right now, well, you'd have to listen to that recording. I know it might be gory, but there's evidence on who it is on that recording, and possibly the video too. The alibi, or not the alibi, the cause of the killings is on that recording. They might have said why they were killing them girls on tape. They might have said what they were doing or why they were doing it to the girls on tape. My other theory is which I know is going to shock a lot of you, but my other theory is they found the girls. And they found the cell phone before before the next day came along. And they didn't tell anybody. And someone took the phone and recorded Bridge Guy and then dropped the phone back at the murder scene to try and set somebody up. Or they found that day they went out there and found the girls, or didn't find the girls, but the girls were out there. Somebody found her phone, took it, went through it, and possibly edited the video, edited the recording, and then went back that night and dropped the phone there. Is it possible? Yes. Yes. And why do I say that is because the police were out there the same day the girls were killed. Within an hour, there was people out there looking for the girls. So the girls were killed between 2 and 5, they're saying. Or, well, between 2 and 3:30, 4 o'clock, because the girls were supposed to call and be picked up, and they didn't. They never made the call. That's why people started asking where they were, and they started looking for the girls right away out there. And the only reason it was called off is because it was getting dark, and it gets dark at 5:30. So the girls had to be killed anywhere between the time they were dropped off, 2 o'clock or so, and between 3:30 or 4 o'clock, because they were supposed to make a call to be picked up. So my other theory is somebody found the body that night and took the phone, or knew the people that were searching knew where the girls were, but they had the girl's cell phone. That would make sense why it was pinging all over town after supposedly the girls were already considered dead. And maybe they did take it somewhere and edit the 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 video and recording. You know, took it off of Abby's phone. They could have sent it to a link. They could have sent it to someone's link to get it off of Abby's phone or Libby's phone, whoever phone it was. They could have did the editing, sent it back to Abby's phone or Libby's phone, deleted the original video, and kept the Bridge Guy video and the recording and edited it or whatever. It's possible. It's possible. That's my other theory. But I believe that the girls probably were found, or that phone was found because it was pinging that day around town after the girls were supposedly already dead. So it's possible. It's definitely possible. Definitely. What Bendejo say? Try answering the phone. I don't answer the phone if it's not a, if somebody wants to talk to me, Bendejo, they'll leave a message. Hey Johnny, this is such and such. Give me a call back, or this is my number, so you know that it's me. I don't answer the phone to anybody because there's killers out there, stalkers, crazy nut jobs. So they already took the recording of my voice off of my recorder and recorded it. Me saying, hello, this is John Kramer, leave a message. And they could take that off of there, that recording, and edit it onto something and, create a mass illusion. And that's probably what's happened in the Delphi case. But hey, don't worry. Pretty soon that bridge out there in Delphi is going to be coming down. And there ain't going to be nowhere to go out there and bring your kids to an unsupervised area and no security. So that place will be shut down. And I imagine that they're, Uh, I imagine that the killing fields will be shut down out there pretty soon. And like I said, Abby and Libby are not the only girls that died out there. So here we go again. Good mother of God. Carolina Beach is calling me. So yeah, the beach itself is calling me. Carolina Beach. That's the name of the village. So Carolina Beach is calling me. It's probably calling to rub it in that it's nice and beautiful and sunny out there. And it's 10 below zero here. And snowing. So thanks a lot, Carolina Beach. So yeah, a lot going on with these cases. How did these guys get themselves in this mess? $325,000. That's what caused this mess. These idiots came up with all kinds of these. I wouldn't doubt it if the killers were actually the people trying to solve the case. It's like a Batman movie all over again with Heath Ledger and the Joker. What did the Joker do? He killed everybody that was involved in the bank heist. Kept telling people the Joker sent me. Tell them the Joker sent you, all the way down to the last guy, and then the Joker killed him. And so yeah, folks, what a day! What a day! I just went down and checked on my little brother, took a couple bags of garbage out for him. And here pretty soon, I'm going to make him some grilled cheese sandwiches. That's what he wants for dinner tonight. And that'll be about it. Another YouTube night, but yeah. So that was a good video that Miss Blair White put out today. She's upset about some people, some men. And I did watch her Joe Rogan Experience video today. So I did watch that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really going to be honest with you people. If Blair White was actually born the way she looks today and was a woman, she'd be, I'd be all over her. I'm being honest with you. If she was born a woman and looked the way she looks, well, he looks today, but she really was a woman. Yeah, I'd have to say, oh yeah, she got it going on. But she's a man, so that's not good. No offense, Miss Blair White, if you see this, but she did create a man into a beautiful looking woman. So, yeah, sure, they might be. You know what? I think I've seen a Japanese robot, a woman robot that looks similar to her. They might have took her face to make a Japanese robot out of a woman robot. Man, who knows? We don't know. Nobody knows nothing. There ain't nobody that knows anything till the case is over with, till all the evidence is released. Yeah. For all we know, it might have been half of the police force and a bunch of cops that were busted sleeping with prostitutes. We don't know. And the murders were I don't know. I'm thinking it was some kind of a revenge thing or some kind of something just horrible. Sex, porn, racket, revenge. Maybe somebody ratted on somebody else, and in return, they killed the two girls. It's very well possible. I wouldn't take anything off of the table at all. You know, I really wouldn't. But we'll just have to wait and see it until after they're all done. Now, is it possible that someone did find the phone, or here's my other theory: whoever did the killings was there looking for the girls? That's another theory. That means they did the killings, they took the phone, and they might have recorded somebody, just a random guy, walking down the bridge and tried to set him up as bridge guy, as the killer. Is it possible? Sure it is. You know, the girls were in a gully. You had to go up the bank and then down a gully, and the girls were down in the gully behind the cemetery. So he might have tried to keep them hidden, because he might have tried to either cover it up, or he wasn't done getting his jollies and he was going to go back there, but they caught on to it way too fast and people started looking for the bodies and were out there the same day. So is it possible somebody did find the bodies but didn't say anything, used the phone that day to record bridge guy, and then drop the phone back off by the bodies before they were found, being that they were getting too close to, very well possible. I'm telling you, I'm not taking anything off of the table. I really ain't. Nothing. When people say, it was the cops, all right, we're keeping that on the table. It might have been the police. It was this, it was that, it was these guys, it was a gang. Okay, they're all suspects. Nothing's getting taken off the table. It is a proven fact that there has been gang problems out there, and biker clubs, and drugs out there. Proven fact. That's a fact. Like I said, Abby and Libby ain't the first girls that have come up missing or dead out there. And it was drug related and gang related and sex related and whatever, prostitution or whatever. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, I wouldn't doubt it if we all know this person. Watch them every day on YouTube or TV. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. We might be friends with these people on Facebook or TikTok or Ticket, whatever that is. I don't belong to it, or this Instagram stuff, and we wouldn't even know it. And that's why some of the stuff the police were saying, uh, you know, made sense to me. It's somebody they know, somebody we probably all know. You know, that's what I'm thinking. Well, not know personally, but have seen, or they're known in the community or whatever, or they're famous. The way the police were talking, the world's gonna, these people, everyone will be shocked when they find out it. That makes sense. Wasn't me, Bendejo. I'm dumb, but I ain't that dumb. For one, I would never kill two little tiny girls. I got kids, you know, daughters myself, grandkids. For one, it takes a lot of money to pull something like that off, and I'm dirt poor. For two, I was all over YouTube and Facebook exactly the times that the girls were being killed. I was right here in my apartment. For three, uh, I wasn't raised that way. You know, had nothing to do with me, Bendejo. And I think that pisses a lot of people off. Wasn't me, Bendejo. I think the police are onto the people that were the cause of it. I think it probably didn't have anything to do with the girls, and they just got wrapped up into something, and somebody created a mess. And although they probably didn't kill the girls died because they created this mess. So yeah, I think they're on to the right guys, the right group of guys. They all know each other, and they're not going to confess to a murder if the police got nothing. If the police don't have evidence, but they got speculations that think it was these guys down south, uh, they're probably right, but they just didn't have the information or the proof they needed to make a solid thing. But in everybody's mind, everybody knows that it was these boys down there. They're all connected. They all communicated through social media, Instagram, gangs, clubs. It's a big ring. I wouldn't doubt it if the Moab girls and all the girls that ended up out there and the Delphi girls, the MOs match. Ain't it funny how one of the girls were in the Delphi were, well, it ain't funny, but ain't it a coincidence that the girls in 2017 died uh, similar from what the videos are saying to the Moab girls, to Gabby Petito, undressed, posed in a certain way. Uh, you know, I don't know. Call me dumb, but I ain't that dumb. The MOs match. Is it possible that Gabby Petito and or Brian Laundrie was killing people uh, 5 years ago? Uh, you know, was Gabby Petito dating him at that time? Were they together? Or was Brian Laundrie driving all over the place before he met Gabby, killing people? The MOs are the same. Supposedly, one of the girls were attacked more than the other at Delphi. Supposedly, they were staged in sexual positions or naked or whatever. One of them was. You know, well, gee, ain't that funny? The Moab girls were found the same way, half naked and staged different or posed. We don't know until the case is over with. You know, we don't know. And the only way to know is look at the evidence. As soon as I'll tell you what's going to happen, as soon as they release the crime scene photos and the video, it's going to blow holes or it's going to convict a lot of these YouTubers. One of the two. Either it's going to blow holes in their cases that they had and theories, or it's going to uh, solve the case. And we'll go back to these first videos that were out on the Delphi killings and ask these people, how did you know that information about the case? So, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing for some of these people on the Delphi case. Because, like I said, that's why I'm pushing for the evidence to come out. They got to release the evidence. They got to release the crime scene photos, the descriptions of what actually the wounds, everything, photos of blood. Here's another thing I told people: if we ain't got no photos of a mass killing, a mass murder at that spot, blood all over. As much as these videos have been saying that it was a gory death, well, there'll be blood all over that area. And if they're taking crime scene photos and we're looking at the photos and there ain't no blood, well, then they weren't killed there. That's another reason why they might be holding the photos back on the Delphi case, is because the photos ain't matching up with the descriptions of the murder that these girls went through. A gory crime scene. The police have never seen anything like it. And, okay, well, let's see the photos. If this was so bad, let's see the photos, because there'll be blood everywhere. Everywhere. That'll prove that the girls died and met their demise right there where they stood in that area. Nobody took them anywhere. Or they were dropped there. They could have been taken from there. Here's another theory I got. They could have been taken from there, driven around, because that would match why their phone was pinging off of the cell towers after supposedly they were dead. And they killed the girls somewhere else and then planted the girls there. And they would have to have blood there. They would have to have massive amounts of blood if the girls were killed the way they're saying. So they're going to have to release the information or photos. Then everybody will know. No, the murder did occur there. But why was the phone pinging off of cell towers all over that area? Where if that phone was in one location, it would have pinged to the closest cell tower. And it would have kept pinging there. It wouldn't have been all over town at different cell towers. So, I don't know. It ain't making sense to me, but Bendejo says Mimi Sounds might call. Why would Mimi Sounds call me? She's in London. She moved to London. Well, she might, because she's a guitar player. I'm a guitar player, a singer. But Mimi Sounds took off to London. She went back home, I believe. So sorry, Bendejo. Another woman got away from you. Where they killed on Valentine's Day? They were killed February 13th, but not found until February 14th. Bendejo. They were killed supposedly on the 13th and found on the 14th. They found the girls the next day. That night, they were out there looking that whole area. That night that the girls supposedly, within an hour, there was people out there searching that whole area. Now, whether they went across the creek, I don't know, that night. But you would think if there was a lot of people out there, they probably would have, you guys go on that side of the creek and we're going to stay on this side of the creek and walk this area. And if you guys see anything, give a shout out. Now, like I said, somebody could have found them girls and found the phone, but didn't say anything. And used the phone to maybe record or put something on it, and then went back and dropped the phone off before it got daylight out. It's possible. It's definitely possible. That means there would have to be a lot of people involved, more than just one person. Let's just say that. There was more than one person that knew about what was going on. So, or my other opinion is the girls knew the killer. somehow the girls didn't feel afraid enough to run or to call their parents or the police right away. 911. We're at the Moab or Mohan Bridge. There's a guy trying to kill us. And they never did that. They never even called their parents. There's a crazy guy following us or whatever. Come, hurry up. And then start running. They didn't do that. So that tells me maybe they were out there with somebody that they knew that didn't think they'd, you know, I don't know. They could have been somebody, my opinion, well, Chadwell, it could have been Chadwell. He could have been staying underneath that bridge. The girls were on the bridge. He found the right opportunity and he struck and then moved somewhere else. You know, is it possible? Sure, it is. There's a lot of theories going on, but like I said, we won't know anything to any of our theories until they release, you know, the evidence. Then we could say, well, it makes sense. You know, these guys were involved in it, or nope, it was just one guy. And I'm not saying it's not possible for one guy to kill them two girls out there. The guy would have to know the area and he would have to know certain things to get out of there without being seen. So, you know, especially you have to remember uh, he would have had to been soaking wet if they crossed the river. We don't even know if they crossed the river. Show us the proof. Show us the wet clothes. Show us the wrinkled skin, you know, on their feet and on their wherever, you know. There would have been signs of them crossing the river. Their clothes would have been drenched. Uh, you know, so it's time to release the proof they have. You know, now, I'm going to be shocked if it was a setup, meaning they tried to set someone up. The cops were probably on to certain people for whatever, and either they tried to create a diversion or it was a grudge killing, meaning, you know, or it was just a random thing where somebody seen the opportunity, took it, and did what he did and left. You know, yeah, we don't know. We'll find out though. Don't worry, we'll find out. They were killed February 13th, 2017. They were found February 14th. So, uh, you know, do I think it has anything to do with Valentine's Day or whatever? Who knows? I don't think so. You know, as Bendejo is saying, where they killed on Valentine's Day. No, Valentine's Day is February 14th, I think. I think they were killed and reported missing on the 13th, from what they were saying. Oh no, there's all kinds of people paying attention to this case. Federal government, state police, police in other states. Uh, I believe Sheriff Grady Judd even commented on the Petito case and the Delphi case. No, it ain't just YouTubers. There's a lot of people, interested in the case. And now there's a lot of manhunters out there that are interested in the reward, the $325,000 reward. So, yeah, there's a lot of guys in on this trying to solve it, and a lot of people in it for the money. It's a manhunt. I told you guys that. Pendeo, I told you that. It's a manhunt. A lot of people are saying, what do you mean, man? A manhunt. Professional guys, professional guys hired to hunt these dudes down. Yeah, and a lot of people think that don't happen no more. No, it does. And there's a lot of people in on this case, and there's a lot of money on the line. And, the police are kind of upset about it, but what can you do? This is two little girls were killed, right? Good God, we don't want it to happen to our families or a friend's family or anyone's family. So it's going to continue going on the way it is or whatever. Now a lot of people are starting to bring up that it was a sacrifice, some kind of a devil witch sacrifice. Well, if that's the case, then these guys, they deserve what they get. They deserve to be hunted down like animals. Sorry, that's just my opinion. I don't know. That's just my opinion. What's going to happen? I don't know. Who knows? But be safe. Be safe. Keep an eye on your kids. And I want it to be true. I want these people to be caught doing witchery, sorcery, so whatever, spirits, conjuring people up, whatever it may be. I want it to be true because I want this to end. And the only way to make it end is make it real. And then we hunt these people down one by one. And we get rid of them until we get rid of them all. And nobody's conjuring any demons or talking to ghosts or sacrificing little kids. Believe me, we want it to be true. We're trying to make it true. So it gives us a reason to hunt these people down. So we can say, the Bible was real, and now we're going to have hunt these people down like the olden days. You get the stakes and the torches and the silver bullets and all this stuff ready, the pitchforks, and get them all ready. I don't know. All I know is we want it to end. We all want it to end and just go away. But if we don't do something about it, these people will continue to kill, rape, pillage, molest, sell your kids, kill your family members. It'll just continue and continue and continue. Sometimes some of us professionals think, the government ain't doing nothing about it, so this must be part of population control. So just stand back and let it happen. you know. So I don't know. It's a touchy situation. But I gotta go. The phone rings every time I get on YouTube or whatever. The phone's been ringing constantly all day. People, I have no idea. I don't know. If it's a beautiful woman, leave a message. I'll call you back. Uh, if it's one of my friends, leave a message. I'll call you back. If it's the authorities or whatever, which I know it ain't because they'll leave a message. They always do. And the number pops up, such and such sheriff department or whatever. If it's the Pentagon, it usually says, the Pentagon or the White House. So who these people are, I don't know. They're probably hot phones or telemarketers or the phones, the numbers that they're using, they're hacking people's accounts and making phone calls through their routing system or whatever, and their phone numbers are popping up, but they're innocent people. I got an email from a girl once that said, "Are you sending me photos?" And I was like, "No, I haven't sent you any photos. Who are you?" And then about 2 weeks went by, and then I got another email, and then they said, "Will you stop sending me photos?" And I answered back, "I have no idea who you are, and I'm not sending you any photos. I don't send photos to people I don't know, so it ain't me. Maybe my account got hacked or your account got hacked." And then whoever it was replied, "Oh, I didn't think of that." Yeah, well, sure you didn't. Why would I be sending photos to somebody that I don't know? And especially over the internet. Well, I could see doing that to a girl that you're in love with or whatever, or dating, or married to, or whatever. You know how couples are, guy and a girl, whatever. I could see how that happens or whatever. Or these dating sites or these people getting hacked in their photos all over dating sites or whatever. I could see how that can happen, but uh, Rihanna. Well, there's a great song. All right, so I might be back later. I gotta go. I gotta cook some dinner, and then I got a couple other things I gotta do. Yeah. I could tell you one thing. This whole YouTube thing is getting really boring. It's getting nuts. It's become like a drug. You know, you don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I'm afraid I'll miss something on YouTube. Yeah. It is. It's like a drug, man. All right, I got to go. You guys have a good night. Be safe. Some of you YouTubers out there, be safe. And Greeno, if you're watching this video, turn yourself in. I wouldn't doubt if he made it all up for views. He probably ain't wanted. He's hoping someone attacks him or does something so he can sue these people. And then what he don't realize is the judge will look at it or the lawyers and go, yeah, but see, Anthony, you made a video saying that you did it. You're wanted or whatever. Or you ain't going to prison for smoking a doobie or whatever, You know, people don't check in. You know, there's these guys, they're called vigilantes. They don't check in with the police. Whatever they call them, missionaries or whatever. You know, they don't check in with the police to see if you're wanted or not. You know, they just go off of what people tell them or whatever. Soldiers of fortune or whatever they call them. Who knows? I don't know. All right, I'll be back later. You guys have a nice night. Be safe.